Welcome to the Women Who Hunt podcast, where stories from the field are shared, women in the outdoors are celebrated, and we inspire the next generation of hunters. From first-time adventures to lifelong pursuits, this is where passion and community meet. The Women Who Hunt podcast is proudly supported by Gun Traders Australia, Australia's dedicated firearms marketplace for licensed shooters and hunters. A family-owned Australian business trusted across the industry. Gun Traders brings people together through trust and connection. Here, brands don't just advertise, they belong. Now, let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of Women Who Hunt. Today's episode is one I think a lot of us are going to really connect with. Joining me is Gabby from Ambush Hunting Apparel. She's a mum, a hunter, a business owner, and so much more. We talk about confidence, raising kids around hunting, balancing motherhood with building a business, and stepping out of your comfort zone and doing things that you normally wouldn't do. If you've ever felt pulled towards this lifestyle or you're already living it, I think this episode is really going to resonate with quite a lot of us. So let's get into it. Gabby, thanks for saying yes and jumping onto the podcast with me,
Hey,
mate.
Carly, no worries. And thank you so much for having me.
So let's get started with, what's your backstory? How did you get into hunting, all of that sort of stuff? How did you start?
I was basically brought up with it. So our family holidays weren't like beach holidays or apartments. It was in the bush. So pretty much always hunting, camping or fishing. So always
Yep.
raised around it and just kind of fell into place. Yeah, and just the passion was there from such a young age.
And what was your early memory of being out doing all of that sort of stuff with your family? What made you carry it through to your adulthood? Because we've all been pushed into that sport that we're like, oh my God, if you make me touch a basketball one more time, I'm going to kill myself. What made you carry it through to your adult life?
Yeah, good question. It was just comfort for me. It was having family there, just building those memories and those moments together. Like we'd be out as a family, my mum, my dad, my brother, we would build teepees and things like that. And it was just those moments that, were the core of my childhood. And then to bring that into adulthood where I'm the one doing that now and going out on hunts and bringing my family into it. I honestly couldn't ask for anything more. And it's not anything that was pushed onto me. As a little kid, you get dragged along, but it wasn't anything that I didn't want to go. I felt left out when my dad and brother went for a hunt and me and my mum would be back at camp. But every now and then I'd go for a walk and then I was like, yes, I want to keep going. And I remember the nights before we would go out for our camping trips or a hunt, I could not sleep. I was just that excited. So, and it's just carried on because I just love getting out there and, the whole scene, like the camping, the hunting, the fishing, campfires, all of that. Just love it.
What's one of your earliest memories?
Earliest. Geez, there's quite a lot. I'm trying to think on a particular one. I'd probably have to say, again, with all of us, the four of us, my brother and dad, I was probably 7 or 8, I'd say. Me and my mum, we could see my brother and dad coming back. And with our dog at the time, and he was running back to us. And I don't know, that picture just sticks into my mind when my brother and dad are coming back from a hunt and we're there just like eagerly waiting for them to come back and hear the stories. And, it wasn't anything that was such a big moment, but to me, it was just that whole concept of us being out there as a family. Yeah.
Just that core memory
Yeah.
so that that everything else builds upon.
That's exactly right, and us being there together and, spending that time together where there was no one else around. It was just us, doing our thing, being comfortable in the wild, so to speak. But yeah, just doing us. It was good.
And the first time you stepped out, and you were successful, what animals were you targeting at that
Yeah,
point?
deer. Deer was always our target. Back in the day, my dad used to shoot ducks as well, but in Queensland, that's no longer allowed. So yeah, definitely deer were or still are, our target animal for the purpose of putting meat on the table.
Yeah. And what were you targeting? Fallow, chital, reds?
Red,
What were you
yeah,
going
red
after?
deer. They were, or still are, the main species that we do target. Where we hunt particularly, yeah. I mean, there are rooster deer as well and fallow deer, but generally it's mainly the reds. So yeah, my
Yeah.
first deer that I took was a little spiker, but still remember it, and that was probably close to 20 years ago now. So yeah, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And dad was with
Yes.
you?
Yeah. It took me ages to shoot. I still remember it like, oh, it was intense. But it was a nice, clean shot, but it still seemed to have taken me ages to shoot. But it was just all those nerves and everything going through my head of, like, squeeze the trigger and everything, trying to make sure it was the perfect shot. And then, yeah, finally squeeze the trigger and down he went.
So good. So clean
Yep.
shot and then how involved were you in the gutting and the
Yeah,
processing
yep.
afterwards?
So right in there, even before I had taken that deer, when my dad and I would go out, it's both of us hands on, hands in, the belly, everything getting pulled out. So definitely hands on. Yeah. So it's not just a take the shot and walk away for me. Um, Start to finish. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're mainly you're putting food on
Yeah.
the table.
Yes.
That's what you're out hunting
Yeah.
for? Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. What's your favourite meal to prepare?
Um, We do a Hungarian goulash. That's like our traditional meal, so to speak. But I enjoy the whole concept of that. So obviously going out to the field, harvesting that deer. We like to do it outdoors on a fire. And it's just that whole smokiness and yeah, it's in winter, it's really good. Obviously, you sit around the fire, you let it cook, and then yeah, just enjoy after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sitting around the campfire enjoying those
Oh, yeah,
smells as it marinates and does all
absolutely.
of its
Yeah,
yeah,
yep.
yep.
A lot of flavor.
So good, so good. And so I read somewhere that you were hunting while you were pregnant, is that
Yes.
right?
Yeah, went out a couple of times, while I was pregnant and, yeah, was successful on those hunts as well. So, I don't like anything holding me back from what I love doing. And, yeah,
Yeah.
even, after I had my daughter, I'd still be going out, just it's an outlet as well for me, but also to keep that passion, going and, yeah, just get out there when I can.
So talk to me about taking a small human hunting with you because we know that they sit still and they listen and they've got so much
Oh,
patience.
yeah.
How do you coordinate that in the field, mate?
Um, it's difficult at times, especially when, like to go hunting, we're traveling 2 hours just to get there. So a lot is
Yep.
riding on getting a deer on the deck. But then at the same time, you have to balance success or opening up this potential avenue for your little one to then want to pursue that with you. And then, down the track, if they want to pursue it with their family. So It is something that can be difficult at times that I've found, but also as well when she was really little, like from a year and a half. Like I live on a bit of acreage, so coming out onto the back of the property, you know, we've got kangaroos, we've got hare, foxes as well. So little trips, you know, we'd bring the fox whistle down and I'm like, all right, you can, you know, have a go, and just those little introductions to get her exposed to what hunting is, and learning to be outdoors and the whole concept of, okay, we need to be quiet now. um, but it's always just trying to reiterate that we're here for a purpose. And then when she can see that coming along, then it just kind of falls into place. But at times, just trying to pull her back a little bit that, you know, okay, we need to ground together and be a bit more quiet. But again, if she's enjoying herself, that's all that really matters.
You're listening to the Women Who Hunt podcast, proudly supported by Brackenwear, Australian-made hunting apparel for real hunters who live and breathe the outdoors. You've probably seen me wearing my Brackenwear gear. It's tough, breathable, and built for Aussie conditions. Right now you can grab 15% off your next order at brackenwear.com.au. Just use the code GTA15 at checkout. Brackenwear, the endless pursuit. All right, let's get back to the show.
What a cool childhood. It's Deanna,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yep. Yeah.
What a cool childhood she's
Yeah.
got. Like, we were the same with Ethan. We lived on property,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
he grew up, you know, running around bare ass naked
Yeah.
in the
Bushwees
on
and all
the
of that.
eating kangaroo shit. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Building up the immune system,
Yeah.
mate.
That's it. Yeah. No, it's definitely good, and you know, I guess for people that can't expose their kids to that at such an early age and then to go out into the bush, it can probably be a difficult transition. But yeah, like you said, it's having that already as a starting point definitely makes things easier and really cool.
Yeah. Training their bush eyes as well.
Yeah,
How good is she at spotting deer?
yeah, really good. It surprises me how intense she can get with, you know, when she's out there. She really hones in on spotting things, and she's like, "Ah, Mum, I spotted that before you." I was like, "Yeah, good." As long as she's doing that, that's, you know, that's really good. And yeah, just that whole concept of knowing what the target is and, you know, what the end result we want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so how old's Deanna now?
She'll be 8 in July. Yeah.
Nice. And does she get involved in the processing side of things as
She
well?
does, surprisingly. So with, like, again, we used, because we bring the whole deer home, we got it,
Yep.
you know, and then bring it home, hang it up, we skin it, and then pop it in the cool room and it gets butchered. So when we bring the deer home, she's, you know, all eyes are there. She wants to get involved and she's like, "Oh, I want a skin too." I was like, "All right." So give her like a little butter knife and off she goes. So having that exposure to her as well from when she was little, bringing the deer home, and, you know, she would come and have a look and have a feel and this and that. And as she'd get older, then that's when she wanted to participate as well and get her hands into it. So that's, for me as well, it's not like it's been pushed on her. She's taken those steps herself, wanting to get involved. So, of course, if she wants to get involved, then yeah, absolutely go for it.
And she's got a cracker of a role model that she's watching in you too, mate. Like, she'd be seeing Mum getting full guts into it and be like, "I just wanna be like my mum."
Yeah, sometimes she's like, "Whoa, that's pretty full on." I was like, "Well," but yeah, like I said, it's, if she wants to pursue that, oh, I'm all for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, is Dad still partaking in hunts and stuff with you guys?
Unfortunately, the last couple of hunts he's been out, just due to his health, physical capabilities as well. So it's been tough, especially when he sees us going and he's like, damn, missing out. But at the same time, it's something I think for him, knowing that his legacy is being, passed down and we're continuing that on. Certainly something special for him.
What a cool thing for him to be able to see his grandbaby going
Yeah.
out and doing that sort of stuff alongside you. Like,
Yeah.
that must be a pretty proud
Oh,
experience for him.
absolutely. And just this year's Raw as well. Unfortunately, we didn't get any deer on the deck, but Deanna gave her biggest roars, and honestly, like it was a moment I will not forget. And the look on her face when the hills just exploded, it was so insane. And I recorded it, and when I showed my dad, he was just it was a proud moment for him, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, you give me goosebumps, mate. Like, that's the stuff that yeah, that's the stuff that it's made of, right?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
Is that the first time she'd heard roars?
Um, I think the year before, but she didn't actually come out on the hunt with us. So she heard them from a distance. But for her, like this year, roaring and then having them roar back, it's definitely ignited something in her. And she's just like, right, Mum, next year we're going to get a deer, big stag. I'm like, we sure are. So, yeah. And,
So wait, hang on, wheel back a second.
yeah.
So she was doing the
Yeah,
roaring?
yeah, she did it.
No way!
Because we had gone for a couple of walks
That's
and
awesome.
it was quiet. There were a couple of incidents where unfortunately we didn't get a crack at a deer. But I was like, you know what? And she was practicing her roar before we went out. And she's like, Mum, can I do my roar now? I'm like, go for it, babe. And then she just lets out her roar. And then, literally three stags just ended up roaring back at her. And it was just incredible. She was so amazing with herself.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
It was really cool.
Oh, she should be. Like, that is a very proud moment, sister.
Yeah. Because, she watches hunting videos as well, and, she sees people roaring and then, the stags coming in. And for her to have done it and have the deer roar back, I think for herself, it was such an achievement as well.
That is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Did you guys get eyes on a stag at all this
Yeah,
roar?
we did. Unfortunately, it was just a quick glimpse. But in the whole scheme of things, like it was a good time out. In terms of being out there with Deanna, limited on where we could go with her, which was a bit of a downfall, but that was a sacrifice. For her to experience what she did. And for us to be able to guide her through that as well, it was still a success in my eyes.
Oh, it's small steps,
Yeah,
right? Like, every hunt's a successful hunt, whether you always bring something
yeah,
home, whether it's a freezer filler or a memory filler.
yeah, that's right. And the knowledge, for her as well to put all of this into play, it is certainly a big thing. Yeah.
So, does she talk about this stuff with her mates at school? Like, how does that play out?
Funny you should say that. Yesterday, she brought home, because they've been doing Mother's Day things at school. So there was like a checklist that they get to fill out. And she's like, Mum, can I show you this? I'm like, no, just wait till Sunday. No, can I show you? I said, all right. So it was like, what do you enjoy doing with Mum, or what's fun with Mum? And she puts hunting. I was like, yes. So, and even when she was in
That is a win
yeah,
right there.
exactly. And even in prep, similar situation. I love going deer hunting with Mum. So she's not afraid to say it, what she does. But then at the same time, she knows it's not a normal thing as such that everyone, is doing. Um, but then I say to her, it's not just we're not going out and just killing animals for fun. There is a purpose as to why we do it. So at least she can explain that to whoever she's speaking to. I'm not sure 7 and 8-year-olds would have those kind of conversations, but her knowledge is there.
And if you want the truth, you ask a kid, right? So she's gonna be telling them exactly
Yeah.
how it is out in
Yeah.
the field and and that's exactly the sort of ambassadorship that our lifestyle needs is because
Yeah.
she'll be speaking from the heart and she'll be like, "Yeah, I got to roar at this deer and they roared back." And, the amount of people that don't actually understand that deer make noises,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's a conversation starter right there.
Absolutely. And even people who don't even know we have deer in Australia. It's so crazy. Yeah. Yeah. So no,
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
no filter. It is the way it is, coming from a kid's mouth. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, love it. Love it, love it,
Mhm.
love it. Now I'm looking at your shirt, ambush hunting apparel. How did that become a thing?
So when I started hunting with my dad, it was basically here's your brother's hand-me-downs, and you're geared up. So it was like 3 sizes too big, the Ozcam pants that were 2 sizes, 3 sizes again too big. And as I got older and was hunting more, I'm like, there's got to be something a bit more comfortable for women. And it was hard to find that avenue for women in hunting. So that's kind of where the concept all came from, is that I wanted to start a line not just for like hunting, but also every day. People are advertising, what their passion is and, what they enjoy doing. And I thought, well, I'm not going to be afraid to share what I love and what I enjoy. So that's where the whole passion for ambush had come from. And yeah, to finally get that going with some encouragement from people and yeah, actually started. So yeah, it's been something that, having that on the side as well as a family and hunting and just life in general, having that as my other little baby is pretty cool.
So how long you been doing that for?
So a couple of years now. So I think about four years. So it is something that again, yes, it's on the side for me. I'd love to be able to pursue something in hunting and all of that full time, but yeah, just it's something that I can still veer off to because that's as I said, that's my passion. That's what I enjoy doing.
Another bit of an outlet,
Yeah.
bit of a creative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the people that you come across within this industry as well and enjoying doing the same thing. It's been really great, like having that exposure to so many people with so much knowledge, and are also so welcoming as well. And, being more than happy to support, small Aussie businesses. It's really humbling.
Yeah. So for everyone listening and watching, how do they find you? And then we'll get into the other questions, but just so that there's an opportunity. Shameless plug, mate.
Yeah, thank you. So Instagram and Facebook and the website. So Ambush Hunting Apparel will be website, Facebook, and Instagram as well. I also enjoy doing when people want custom items done as well. So like hoodies, they want certain prints or certain embroidery on, one sleeve and not the other or whatnot. I love doing that stuff as well. So I'm always up for people, oh, can you do this for me or that? Because then it makes it theirs as well. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Was it challenging starting up the brand? Like, what was that? Talk us through the moment that you were like, "Do you know what? It's been cooking in my brain for a little while. I'm actually gonna make it a thing."
Yeah, it wasn't too difficult, to be honest. More so, it was myself that was holding me back. I'm probably my biggest critic, and decision making. It's like I will think of A to Z on what can go wrong, and just being very, I don't know how I should describe it, but more so just conscious of what might happen, what might go wrong. So to actually take that step was a huge step for me. But once I actually did it, and then everything kind of just fell into place. Getting the embroidery done, the screen printing, I knew right from the start. And even the person who had helped me design the logo or kind of define it a bit more, um, all local Aussie businesses. That's what I wanted to support as well. And I still do. So whatever's done, as much as I can, it's literally people half an hour down the road from me that do this from their house. But as a small business, and as well, people support me, then I enjoy supporting other businesses as well, within um, Brisbane and Queensland. And it's a pretty cool feeling to when you get your orders and then you're supporting other businesses as well.
What I like about the support small business, and I bang on about it all of the time, um, what I like about it is you go spend your money in one of these big retail shops, and it just gets floated into someone's budget cycle.
Yeah.
You go and spend money on someone on a small business, you know that that's going into feeding their family and paying their rates bill.
Yeah, exactly.
You're making a difference at a human
Yeah.
level. You're not making like that's the thing that I'm really passionate about supporting the smaller businesses. And like you say, like your Australian businesses that you pick up the phone and you go, "Hey Bob, I've got an order for such and such,"
Yeah.
and "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Jane, can we do da da da?" And
Yeah.
like just being able to have that work of people that are close to you, um, have the same interests and all of that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. And you're supporting their family as well. Like I think that's where that community stuff comes in, and that's
100%.
why
Yeah.
I like small business
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
Um, and what sort of response have you had from the ladies who kind of bumped into your brand and are now wearing it and all of that sort of stuff? What sort of response have you had from them?
Really positive. And they're just like, wow. Like this is, to have also small business, to bring out an avenue for women to feel comfortable in the field is one thing, but also when you're face to face or, having a chat to people, whether it's, DMs or whatnot, they're just like, you're a real person, like you enjoy going out as well. And it's like an instant friendship nearly because it's someone that they can relate to, or, if it's their partner that's been into hunting, and then they'll kind of be like, oh, okay, get interested and have a chat. And it's a feeling where that support helps you build up as well. But then you also build them up.
Thanks for listening to the Women Who Hunt podcast, proudly supported by Nature's Perks, the ultimate outdoor adventure hub. Nature's Perks helped us take our hunting to the next level, and they can do the same for you, helping you grow your skills and confidence in the great outdoors. Become a member today at naturesperks.com.au and unlock exclusive benefits, fortnightly prize draws, guided hunts, fishing charters, and special discounts. Nature's Perks, where the wild side of life rewards you. All right, let's get back to the show.
And have you noticed that there's been a little bit of a shift in the hunting community in the last couple of years with getting more of the ladies into it, do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so, which is really, really cool. And a lot of the guys, you can see that they're taking their girlfriends or their wives along, and then you see it go into their families as well. So to see that is really, really cool, and not just the women tagging along, but they're actually making like a stance in it as well. Like they in as realizing what hunting can do and what it can provide, and not just, being at home when their partner rocks up with a deer or, a goat or whatnot, but they're actually out there and putting it all together, those pieces, and then being able to enjoy it as well.
So what's your favorite part about being out hunting?
I don't think there's a specific favorite part, to be honest. Um, it's like the whole concept of getting out, literally getting back to the roots of you and nature. Um, and then obviously that target of trying to harvest an animal and doing it as a bare minimum. And then when you succeed, like, holy heck, that's just amazing. And the way that I hunt as well, it's pretty simple, pretty standard. And when I actually get a deer down, like it's such a great feeling. So it's everything coming into play, really. But yeah, I mean, when you come home with something that's obviously the best outcome you can get. But yeah, definitely as a whole, I can't specifically say one thing.
You mentioned earlier that when you know that you're going out for a hunt, you can't sleep the night before. I'm exactly the same. It's that anticipation,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And you kind of
So
think of,
talk
"Oh, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go?" It's
so talk us through what's going through your mind while you're lying there going, "Come on, it's nearly time. It's nearly time." What are you thinking about?
pretty much where I'm going to start my hunt. There's certain parts of the property that we can access. So I'm like, all right, do we go from this point or that point? And as we've hunted the property, you get used to the behavior of the deer and where they usually are. And then you think, okay, I'm going to hit that point. If they're not there, well, where do you go next? But it's just that whole thinking of, yeah, where are we going to start? And then just trying to visualize that.
So when you're pinpointing, like you clearly know the property pretty well. What are the things that you're looking for to go? This is the spot that we need to. Well, these are the spots that we need to target. What? Are, why are you going to those spots? What's there?
Yeah, so certain parts of the property, there's a creek or a dam. Certain parts of the hills where there's bedding areas and things like that that we have come across. And it's just patterns. Like I would love to get out there once or twice a month, but unfortunately we can't. So you kind of have to take into play of is it a hot, well, we don't generally go out when it's really hot, but um, is it raining? Is it foggy? All of those things will come into play on, okay, where's our advantage point? And then hopefully from previous experiences, we're able to get a deer down. And if not, then it's like, all right, let's check the other spots then.
So, what advice would you give to women who are listening to this and just like they've just got their firearms license and they're just getting themselves organized to go out? What are the when they're looking at the map of the property that they're going to or whatever, what are the tells that what advice would you give them to look for?
Yeah, well, with deer, water source, 100%. That's something where the deer will come. Um, Open areas as well, just out of the tree line, we find that generally that's a good spot, anywhere between a dam or a creek up through to those points, is certainly somewhere where we pinpoint, where we either will try and get above to those points. So when the deer are coming up through the night, and again, also what time of day. I guess that's something that is definitely important. Morning hunts, we try and get up high. So when the deer are coming back up to cover, then hopefully everything comes together. But then in the afternoons as well, generally the deer are coming back down to the dams or the creeks. So if you can set yourself up on either of those and, obviously finding tracks and things like that. Like if you are able to get out onto the property and scout that property, those are things definitely to look at. Barbed wire as well, see where the deer are going through. And it's definitely hard, like even when we go to a new property. But then having a look on those maps, water source would be number one, and obviously cover for them.
And are you teaching Deanna all this stuff as well?
Yeah, so when we go out, I always like to give her an idea of what to expect or what our aim is. So I will explain to her, okay, we're going to go down this path. We're going to check out that dam or whatnot. We'll sit here for a while. So she understands what's ahead and why as well. For her, when she understands why something needs to be done, she's more obliged to, okay, this is how it's meant to go. Rather than
He's dialed in and
rather than just dragging her along, come on, let's go here and whatnot. So, and I think it gets her feeling involved in it as well. And then, I'll say little things to her like, oh, what do you think about, let's go sit over at that tree or this tree. And then I give her that opportunity to feel like she's involved in it as well and to make those little decisions.
And I somehow the podcast always ends up talking about poo. Do you do you get her do you get her looking for deer poo?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. She spotted some fox poo last time we were out on the weekend, and she's like, "Oh, fox poo!" And I had a look. I'm like, "Yeah, good job." So again,
so she knew it was fox as well.
And she saw some rub trees as well. So we sat at a spot, and she was just looking around, and she's spotted the rub tree, and she was just so excited with that as well. So for her to pick up on, tracks and poo and rub trees and all of that, I'm like, good job. So, and it gives her I think the feeling that she's achieving and she's putting the pieces together as well.
How exciting, and how proud are you when she does that though?
Super proud. Like it's something that, when I was that age, I didn't have that experience. Like, yes, I would be out, but to be that involved, I wasn't at that point. My older brother, he was the one going with my dad. Like I said, I felt like I was left out. But for her to have that experience now, like, holy moly, I can't even imagine the type of hunter she'll be in even 10 years' time. Really proud.
It'll just be ingrained in her. Like, she'll just be like doing that now. She'll just be like this stealth tracker that's going to be insane.
Yeah. I hope so. Yeah. Yeah, she's already saying, "Oh, Mum, can I shoot rabbits and foxes?" And I'm like, "Whatever you want to shoot, as long as it's legal, go for it." I said, "I'll support you. If you don't want to shoot one certain animal, that's fine." I said,
Yeah.
it's up to you what you feel comfortable with.
So no doubt, as soon as she's 11, the firearms license application is going to go in, and it's going to be full guts, and you'll be at every second weekend you'll be at a range.
Probably. She's been asking me, when can I get my license? She's onto it. I'm like, it's not that far away.
It'll be here before she knows it. Goodness me.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And So is it just deer, or have you guys targeted pigs
Yeah,
before and goats and all of that sort of
pigs.
thing? Have you done a few different?
Yeah, absolutely. So pigs and goats. She came out on a hunt with us. I think it was about 8 hours from start to finish. We left camp about 7:30 in the morning. We spotted some pigs and goats as well. And we're like, all right, we'll target the pigs. So we had seen deer on the way as well, which was really cool. We saw a fox as well. Um, so generally it's deer, but yeah, we'll also target pigs and goats. But she enjoys pig hunting in the buggy, a bit more adrenaline based. Don't have to be so quiet and stealth, but yeah.
So you, for those listening, Gabby's sitting in her buggy. Is this your hunting buggy that you're sitting in,
This is
mate?
my partner's buggy, so we're lucky with that. Yeah, it definitely makes a huge difference. He enjoys hunting pigs and coming together from, I guess, two different aspects of hunting. Um, it's really cool, like, to experience both sides. And then, he teaches us, in a sense, on one side of hunting, and then for him to incorporate deer hunting as well. Yeah, it's really good. And for Deanna to be exposed to both of that, she's got a smorgasbord, really.
Yeah, she's getting all of it,
Yeah.
mate. Holy dooly, what a cracker of a childhood she's getting. Well done, you guys.
Thank you.
And so she's in the buggy with you.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
she's she's
Love.
cruising around doing all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. She enjoys watching the dogs jump off and, go after the pigs as well. We've also taken it out deer hunting, and it just helps us access parts of the property. So, we'll park up the buggy and then we'll go for a walk and, get up on the hills. Just makes life a little bit easier, especially with taking little legs around. But yeah, certainly a huge advantage as well.
Yeah. Have you got a dream hunting destination that you guys want to go
Oh,
to as a family?
Deanna and I, we'd watch videos of Canada. And so Canada, South Africa, like, you see some of the hunts there and it's just amazing. And as well, like, Canada in itself, what a beautiful place. And I'm like, we'll get there one day, honey. So those two places would probably be the dream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And they're absolutely beautiful. I went through a phase where I was watching Canada Canadian
Yeah.
hunting, and I was probably it was full guts for probably about 3 months, and that's all I was watching. And it's absolutely incredible
Yeah.
countryside over there, isn't it?
100%. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous. Yeah. Would be hard going, but absolutely amazing.
Yeah, you'd wanna be doing a fair bit of hunt prep
I think
prior
so.
to getting on that plane.
Absolutely. Yeah, make it worthwhile.
And bear spray. Bears
Oh,
freak me
yeah.
out. Bear spray, I'd be like getting that through the
Yeah.
gallon.
You're not wrong.
They talk about us having Australia having all of the things
Yeah.
that wanna bite you and eat you. We haven't got that on our own, like
Big Bear, completely different, I think. Yeah.
right? So, mate, before we wrap, um, what was the exact moment that you stopped and you thought, "I am gonna be calling myself a hunter"?
Yeah. See, I always thought of myself as a hunter, growing up and experiencing that childhood, and the exposure to hunting and bringing home a deer, and harvesting that, and, it's on your table. But I think what really hit home was when I did take my first deer, because when it was served up, I'm like, this is what I shot. This is the deer that I worked hard towards and harvested. So I'd say that would be the point. But at the same time, I don't think that would be a sole definition of when you're a hunter. Like for example, Deanna, she hasn't taken an animal as such, to put on the table, but she's still going through that avenue of hunting and being a hunter. So, I think when that passion ignites in you and you pursue that, then I think that's when you're a hunter.
That's absolutely golden. I love that. When the passion ignites, that's when you're a hunter. Because I would call Deanna a hunter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And if someone was watching your journey from the sideline, and I'm sure there's lots of people who are already watching your journey, me being one of them, what would you want them to learn from you?
Be proud to be a hunter. Be damn proud. Don't shy away from what you love and that journey that you're taking. And for me, it's not a phase. I guess journey might not be the right word. Like, this is my passion. And I see a lot of people out there as well who share the same passion. Don't shy away from it, and be passionate and willing to put yourself out there and stand up for what you believe in as well.
Yeah, there's certainly lots of conversations that can be had around the topic,
Oh,
isn't there?
100%. Yeah. And it's surprising, when it comes up in general chit chat or work chit chat or family, friends of friends, and they're like, "What? You hunt?" And it's not a common thing, but then when you start talking about it, then they're like, "Oh, okay." And having people who don't know anything about it or have a concept, but they don't actually understand, and then you're able to inform them, they see it in a different light, which I think is really cool. Whether they then, support hunting or not, but for them to understand why you do it, to me, that's pretty cool, and more than enough as well.
Yeah, yeah. And what does being a strong woman in this space mean to you? I know from listening to your story, you're certainly the pinnacle of that, and you're doing all of those things for Deanna. But what does it actually mean to you?
Yeah, for me, first of all, I love being a part of such a strong community of women who hunt, and not fitting into the stereotype of a woman that doesn't hunt, or that, shouldn't be out in the bush or whatnot. Like, for us to get out there and embrace what we are passionate about and actually achieve what we set out to do, to me, that there is being a strong woman. And I love that so many women can actually do that and do the solo hunts, and, bring back deer or goats or whatever it is, help farmers, whatever it may be. But to me, that there, for us to embrace it and reap the benefits of nature's bounty, I think is an absolute win for women.
Yeah. And when people think of you, what kind of woman do you hope they see?
Hopefully a genuine person, that I'm doing this for me. Again, that whole stereotype. I don't want to fit into a mold, or have an expectation. It's what will work for me and my family. And I want people to see that I'm doing this for me, but also in the same sense to support the hunting community. Um, Women as well within that, trying to get their families in. I want to be someone who they can reach out to and come to with any questions as well. So definitely someone who's out there and willing to have a chit chat to anyone about what we love.
And because I'm sure that Deanna's going to listen to this podcast, is there something that you want to say to her that's in your brain that you haven't actually articulated in front of her yet?
Yeah, articulation, that's a huge thing because there's so many feelings and thoughts that sometimes it's hard to get it out into words. But for her, like being proud of what she's achieved in such a short amount, like more than what I have in such a long time. When I first started, she's really grasped everything that has come in front of her, and for her to be embracing that, so proud. And yeah, honestly, can't wait to see what she achieves when she's older.
She's certainly gonna be one to be watching, that's for sure, and she has got a community of people behind her cheering her
Yeah.
on 'cause, from the little bits that I have seen that you have shared, you're doing a fantastic
Oh, thank
job
you so much.
showing her and being a true role model for
Yeah.
her, so thank you for showing the next generation
Yeah.
so she can show her generation as
Yeah,
well.
and that's the aim, hopefully this legacy lives on. It's hard to picture this way of life in, many years to come, but I hope it still is a passion and, still ignites her kids and, from there. So that's my dream, that's my hope, and yeah, fingers crossed.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Gabby. It's been fantastic talking to you. Thanks for sharing your stories, and I feel like there'll be more to come in this space with us. We are just down the road from
Yes,
each other,
we are.
so um, and I think women who've been listening, anyone that's been listening, will see parts of themselves in this conversation. I love that you're balancing life, you're building confidence in yourself and a small human who's watching you build and grow as well. Um, stepping into hunting and backing
Mhm.
yourself and showing Deanna what it looks like to back
Yeah,
herself.
yeah.
Um, so thank you for being that role model. And for anybody who wants to check out Gabby, again, so Ambush Hunting Apparel online, um, Instagram, website, and
Yeah,
Facebook.
thank you.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks, Gabby, for jumping on. It's been awesome having you
Yeah,
here.
sure has. Thank you so much, Carly.
Thanks for listening, and thanks for being part of this community. Women Who Hunt exist because of real stories, real experiences, and women backing women. A huge thank you to our guest for sharing his story with us. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow the podcast and share it with someone who'd appreciate it. And head over to womenwhohunt.com.au and become part of the community. Until next time,